If you don't know me by now, I'm Noraleen Young, Project Archivist here at Theta headquarters. Ask an Archivist Day is a national event and archives all across the country are participating. Here at Theta, we're going to take your questions about Theta history. We'll even answer questions about preserving your own materials, including digital ones. So send us a snap or use Theta's social media, hashtag #AskAnArchivist. Let's refresh your memory about some of the great questions we had last year, just to get you some ideas about what you might want to ask this year. One of the questions we had last year was, what were the majors of our founders? We determined that the founders did not have a major like we do today, but what they did have was a classical studies degree, which meant lots of Greek and Latin. One of the great questions we had last year was, how many Thetas have been Rhodes Scholars? We discovered that we've had 3 Rhodes Scholars that are Thetas, 2 from MIT and 1 from William and Mary. And if you know of any other Thetas who are Rhodes Scholars, please let us know. We got our first question from Haley Lyle of Zeta Sigma about what is my favorite artifact. One of my most common questions is, what is my favorite thing? And I can tell you every day it's a different one. I love scrapbooks because I think they so reflect the person who's putting them together and the time and the place, and they always have the coolest stuff in them. Chapter members use clipped words from publications to identify these images, and sometimes the results are pretty funny. These scrapbooks show how timeless the Theta experience has been across the decades. My favorite photo in this scrapbook is a picture that shows Thetas and the same experience that we have today. Hi, Noraleen again. We got a question in from Julia from Delta Iota, and she asked, what chapter am I a member of? In 2008, I, along with 4 other staff members, were asked to become alumni initiates. We are members of Alpha Chi Purdue. Julia also asked, what kinds of items do we want from chapters for the Theta archive? We're always interested in images of chapter activities, both historical as well as current, and make sure those digital are high resolution. We also got a question about how do we date items. I definitely don't use Tinder for that. More seriously, I use several different kinds of sources to help me date items, particularly the context of the item itself. Women's fashions in particular change very frequently, and that's really helpful for me to help identify the date of a photograph. One of the other questions we received, which I loved, was, is there any moment in Theta history I would like to go back to? If I had a time machine, I'd go back up to those weeks leading up to the founding of Kappa Alpha Theta, prior to January 27th, 1870. One of the other moments in time I'd like to go back to is the 50th anniversary Grand Convention, which was held in 1919 in St. Louis. Mrs. Hannah Fitz Shaw, one of our founders, was in attendance at that convention, and wouldn't it have been great to meet a founder? Samantha asked us, how are we archiving social media? And I'll tell you, as archivists throughout the country, we're trying to figure that one out. Badges, you'd be shocked at the variety of badges that I have seen in the collection. I have seen almost 200 different variations on the standard Theta badge. Jewels, design, size, and the clasp.